Hi. I love this day because today I'm sharing with everyone what style versus fashion offers in our services. So our main service is style coaching.
Yeah.
So before we get into style coaching, let's just explain a little bit of who we are and what we do.
Okay.
So my name is Devion Branscombe. I am the owner and founder of Style versus Fashion Styling Company. We are a full-service wardrobe styling company, and we help individuals dress for success, also with aligning your inner confidence with your personal style. So today, we have Alana here because Alana went through our style coaching service, and she had such a great experience, more than what I even expected. And so she's going to share today her experience with the service, and I'm going to talk about a little of the breakdown of the service, the style coaching, the style personality quiz, the body type analysis, color analysis, and how we got to identifying what looks look great on you. So she's actually going to show you the looks that actually look great on her, but that's later in the video. So do you
I can't wait.
I know, right?
I can't wait.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Alana Muller, and my company is called Coffee Lunch Coffee. And primarily what I do is I train people to build better, more meaningful professional relationships through networking. Mm-hmm. And I had the great opportunity to meet Devion at a networking event.
We did.
And we just connected, and her style is so phenomenal.
Thank
I
you.
love your confidence and the way that you own a room.
Thank you.
I call that presence, and
Yeah.
I think that so few people have that ability to not just have presence, but to feel comfortable with who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that approach that you take when it
Thank
comes
you.
to style versus fashion, that
Mm-hmm.
fashion is fine. And I know a lot of people really cling to that. They really enjoy fashion.
They do.
But, you know, I think when it comes to sort of a realistic approach to one's wardrobe, one's attire, and to feeling like you can walk in a room and own it, that I think it's always helpful to have a coach. And so I do a lot of coaching.
You
and
do.
When I learned about what you do, I thought, you know what? I would love to have a style coach myself. You know, what's interesting for me is that, as you know, I do not enjoy shopping.
At all.
No.
At
I
all.
don't like it.
At
It
all.
stresses me out.
She doesn't like it.
It is one of the most anxiety-inducing things.
Yeah.
And I find for myself, when I walk into a store, I immediately feel overwhelmed, especially if there are a lot of racks and so much to look through, to choose from. And what you have done is you have made it so that I don't feel so overwhelmed anymore. I can't say that I love it, but thankfully I have you in my life. But
I'm not going anywhere. It's okay.
Yeah, good. But, you know, one of the things that you have helped me to understand is that not only are there particular looks, but there are particular colors and styles that naturally fit my body, my coloring.
We're going to get into that.
And really allow me to express my style in a way that makes me feel really great.
Absolutely love that.
I love the opportunity to work with you.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate you saying all of that because you touched on some really important keys. One being your body type. Do you remember your body type?
Well, I am an hourglass.
She is an hourglass.
Which I have to say, that's a little,
I know, right? It's like
say,
she was born in hourglass. These women are paying for these hourglass. She was born this way, okay? She's like mannequin body. So let's talk about a little bit how we got to hourglass.
Yeah.
So we completed measurements on you.
Yes.
And I showed you why you were an hourglass, how you were an hourglass, and how that incorporates with your clothes.
Yes.
So what we did was I had her stand up, and I completed body measurements on her. So we measured the shoulders, the waist, and the hips, and that helps us identify the shape. All women have shape, right? If you're an hourglass, triangle, inverted triangle, all women have a body type. The importance is how you dress for that body type, and that's really what Alana learned. Like, yes, I knew I had a slim body, but I didn't quite know that I was an hourglass. I didn't quite know what clothing pieces enhance. And so that's why she received so many compliments on the looks that was chosen for her, because the looks were perfectly for her body type. So With you being an hourglass, we also discovered your style
Oh,
personality.
yes. It turns out that I have multiple personalities,
You do?
which we suspected before.
There's a few in there.
Yes. So I remember.
Yes. So the world knows you as the classic woman.
Classic woman.
Right.
The classic
so
woman.
tell us a little bit about that classic woman and how she shopped a little bit and how she put her clothes together.
Well, the classic woman, it's sort of that very traditional, sophisticated kind of look.
It is.
I remember when you and I were together, we talked about what styles or stylists
style
actually,
personality.
come up with that. And so I remember Chanel and
Prada
and some of
all
those
the big designer names.
Those kind of very classic looks. Not to overuse the term, but that did define me. And I think of my own history of purchases and the things that have made me feel good and look good. And it's very much that classic woman.
Absolutely. Not only that, it helps women identify really who you are.
Yeah.
You know how when you walk in a room and some women, they can say, oh my gosh, she looks amazing.
Yes.
She looks beautiful. She looks this. When you identify your style personality, it helps you dress just how you want to dress.
Yeah.
So if you want to be the fabulous over-the-top woman, you can. If you want to be the classic quality woman, you can, right? So when you identify your style personality, it helps you pull a piece of each personality that you are, right? And it helps you create your own customized wardrobe.
Yes.
And then once you have these pieces in your closet, it helps you with when you get dressed, you know how to dress for an event. You know how to dress for your everyday life, your everyday lifestyle. You know how to dress on a trip. You just went to Spain. I love saying that. She did just go to Spain. And she texted me from Spain, okay? So I felt pretty special. But you have an idea of what you want to wear and how it's supposed to be worn on your body type and how you walk in a room.
That's right.
So we're talking about style personalities, and we were on the romantic style personality.
Oh yes, this is my split nature.
Your split. Yeah, this is like her alter ego style personality.
That's right.
So when you are a combination of two style personalities, like our friend over here, right? This teaches her that yes, you can be the classic woman, but you can also throw a little romance in there. And we don't mean sexual romance, or we don't mean anything like that. Maybe it's just expressing your feminine side. Yeah. It is being more girly. It is just really getting in tune and being a woman, wearing a fragrance, wearing your nice jewelry, wearing your hair a certain type of way, nail polish, right? So it was just all of those small things that put our outfits together, right? And so you can always add those characteristics into different style personalities.
Yeah. What I learned from you is that with my sort of dominant style being the classic woman, I think of the romantic woman as accessorizing.
Yeah.
Right? So to me, it's sort of those little touches. Yeah. And you really taught me that. So, what gives me confidence about that is that it makes sense now that I always have my nails done, that there's certain jewelry that I always, it makes me feel like I'm fully dressed.
It does.
If that makes sense.
Polished. I like the word polished.
Yeah.
It just really looks put together and polished.
It's sort of kind of that finishing touch.
It does.
And so I have my predominant style, but then there's those small touches that I really appreciate.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the dramatic style personality.
Oh, dramatic. I think that is your department.
It definitely is. So the dramatic style personality is like the wow factor girl.
Va-va-voom, as I like to say.
Right?
That's right.
The va-va-voom girl. This wasn't her dominant style personality, but as she was filling out, she fell a little splashes in there. Why? Because she may be attracted to a few of those characteristics, right? And that's maybe wearing like a bold lip.
Yep.
So maybe you will put a bold lipstick on because you wear more simple outfits. So maybe a bold look.
Right.
Like right now you have like your beautiful mascara on that's giving like these fluttered looks. So all of that is like dramatic, right? So That's why we teach you your style personality so we can show you how you can splash each
Right.
personality into your wardrobe.
Fabulous.
Right? I love that. So we talked about your body type, right? And she's an hourglass and how we got there. I just want to overview. We discussed your style personality, which she very much is the classic woman every day.
I can't get away from it.
She can't get away from the classic woman. She's very polished every day. But we're going to get more into the looks that we chose for her. Mm-hmm. But before we get into these looks, right, I want you to tell the short backstory of our friend that you connected me to and how she came up and she said this look, right? So just a little backstory, and then we're going to show you the look.
You got it. So Devian, you helped me choose some really fabulous outfits for some important events that I was hosting not long ago. Mm-hmm. And I have to tell you that the number of compliments I got on those two styles.
Oh my goodness.
Those two, just in those 2 nights.
Just those two.
More than my entire life.
I love it.
So 5 decades of not getting that, and then in 2 nights, many, many compliments.
Style coaching changed your life.
It did change my life, and just the way that you were able to help me to identify outfits, pieces that complemented both my style, personality.
Because we spent time in the fitting room. Yeah,
we did. And plus those little finishing touches, I so appreciate. And one of the women who I saw during that time approached me and said, I cannot, this is great. Where did this come from?
Is this a secret?
Right. Is it a secret? And I told her I had been Devian. And she said, what does that mean?
Right. You got sprinkled.
And so I was delighted to be able to share your contact information and to tell her that my stylist came up with these outfits.
Yes.
And so not only did I feel great, but others saw that in me. And it was a combination, not just of the clothes, the right clothes,
absolutely,
but the way that it made me feel wearing those clothes.
Yeah, that's the most important, right? Style coaching is all about how you feel, right? And I love how you ended on that, because now we're going to show you how she felt in her clothes that was selected for her.
I love it.
Okay. All right. So. Wow, you look amazing.
Thank you.
And I love this smile. Please explain this smile and why you feel like you should smile so boldly right now.
Well, I have to tell you, it deserves the backstory.
I love it, please.
And that is that you took me to a very large department store.
Really big, on purpose.
Which, of course, increased my anxiety significantly. And I don't know if you remember, but on seeing how anxious I was, you dismissed me to the fitting room.
I did.
And you said, I'll be back. And you were, thankfully. You came to rescue me.
Yes.
So you came back a few minutes later with many pieces, none of which I ever would have selected for myself.
None of them. She said that as soon as I walked in, I would not have selected this, but we're going to try.
Well, I don't know if you recall, but with one notable exception that we had a very good chuckle over.
We did.
Yes. I would say that every piece you brought in was the right thing.
Worked.
They all
just worked.
They all worked.
Yeah.
And in fact, we sort of struggled to cull through them and pick the ones that would be the ones
best.
to purchase, right? And so, interestingly, when you brought in this piece, I thought, I'm not even trying it on.
I know,
and
right?
I believe I said that,
You
right?
did.
And you said, oh, yes, you are trying it on. You are trying it on. And so the fact that this is the one that was the right one, it's the one that not only fit, but made me feel great.
Yes.
It's sort of testament to the fact that when you talk about the importance of style versus fashion, this is a fashion that I wouldn't have selected.
Absolutely.
But from a style perspective, it was exactly right.
Absolutely.
Exactly right. And so I so appreciate the fact that you've helped me to understand my body type, my style personality,
Yes.
right? And colors that fit my coloration
Yes.
and kind of address that classic woman meets romantic woman
Absolutely.
meets dramatic woman.
That's what we definitely discovered,
Yeah.
right? Because I think that this jumpsuit it is a jumpsuit that has a belt wrapped around it, and look how fabulous she looks just sitting in it right now. I can see your waist. I can see your great, we talked about our neck area and necklines, and color. It complements you.
Yeah.
I can see all of your jewelry. And then your arm assortment, your accessories, what you were talking about earlier.
Yes, my standard fare.
Yes, right. I absolutely love this number on you.
Thank you.
I thought that it was definitely a showstopper for you.
Thank
right?
you.
This is your dramatic style
Thank you.
because it is a combination of classic and romantic.
Yep.
And it fits perfectly for you. But that's what style versus fashion is all about. We're not about choosing styles that's on trend or dressing like someone else. It's about what works perfectly for you, right? The reason why all those styles worked is because they worked for your body type.
Yep.
It worked for your style personality. It worked for your color. And you were completed with style coaching. And so why every piece that got brought into the fitting room, it worked because it was customized for you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's store-bought, but it's customized for you because we identify what works for you.
Well, and what it made me understand better than I had before is that when you walk into a store, you don't have to look at everything.
You do not. Oh, my
right?
gosh.
You look only at
We
the
didn't even
things.
talk about that.
Right,
Yeah.
but you showed me that. You demonstrated it through your own actions that you look for the pieces that are appropriate to that style type,
Absolutely.
to that personality type.
Absolutely.
And they just worked.
It does.
They
It
work.
does. And
Yeah.
it makes your anxiety, like you said, go down.
Yeah.
Like tremendously, because when you go into a store, even though you dislike shopping, she's probably just not gonna like shopping. That's just not what she does. She puts great events together, okay? Like she doesn't shop. So that's what she asked me for. But if you need to go in and shop for yourself really quickly, if I'm not there, if you're all the way in Spain or Japan or these fabulous places she travels to, right? You're able to shop for yourself. You know how to go in the store and pick what works for you.
Well, and I have to tell you just a cute story, and that is that I told my family all about you.
I love this.
And I remember my son and I were sort of walking along on one of our trips and window shopping, and I was pointing out to him, I said, oh, this has a belt. Devion would be pleased with this, or this is the right jewel tone color.
You were speaking your fashion terms.
I was. And so I remember I tried on an outfit, and Ian, my son, looked at me and he said, oh, Devion would be so proud of you.
Oh! I would be.
You're impacting the whole family.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Please invite us over for dinner so we can all have great conversation. So we can all have great conversation. And I think that that's so important. And it gets us into of your showstopper outfit. She's going to change for you one more time. And she's going to show you her next look that blew her mind because she never would have chosen this dress. And it's crazy because when we were going through this dress, we tried on 2 different sizes. And she found out she was an hourglass, remember? And so she's like, are you sure this is not too tight? Are you sure? It was fitting her so perfectly. She's like, are you sure it's not too tight?
Well, and you gave me the option. You said I could go with the larger size.
I did.
But that it would not look as appropriate.
I gave you the why. The why of if she chooses the bigger size, you're going to have extra fabric. Yeah. It's not going to fit the way you want it to fit. It's not going to hang the way you want it to hang. And with a choice of a 2 or a 4, I couldn't remember which perfect size she was. I don't remember which one she went with, but she learned why she chose the size she chose. So we're going to get into that dress, and she's going to change one more time so you all can see this fabulous dress.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Oh, the woman in red. We had to save the best look for last.
Oh, well.
Oh, my goodness. So,
It's bold.
It's very bold, right? So, this definitely explains that you would have never selected this dress.
I would not have selected this dress,
And let's talk about why.
Well, it's very red, very loud. I have tended toward more muted colors.
She does.
Right? I have had some red in my wardrobe, but nothing quite this dramatic.
Yes, nothing this red.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about how you came from no bold, basically, to, oh my gosh, this is the one.
Yeah.
How do we get there?
Well, one of the things that you and I did is we talked about color.
We did.
Right? So you essentially looked at my skin tone and matched it up with the appropriate colors that would accentuate my own color tone.
I completed a color analysis on her.
A color analysis.
Yeah.
Those are the right words.
Yeah, and it teaches... It's okay. Excuse me. It teaches us your dominant colors, and what the color analysis does, it teaches you how to wear bold colors with simple colors.
Yes.
Or how to wear simple colors with a pop of a color, right? How to wear prints with color. So that's what color analysis teaches you. It teaches you, this color looks great on me, but maybe I should only wear it in jewelry. Or maybe I should only wear it on my bottom half. Or, so the color analysis really show you a broad spectrum of how many colors you could wear. Some people just don't know how to wear color.
Well, one of the things you showed me is, as I look at my own wardrobe, I wear a lot of black and gray.
You do.
A lot of black and gray. And I feel good in that, right?
Yeah,
I feel comfortable in that. But what you showed me is that by adding some jewel tones in, that I can accentuate the blacks, grays, and whites that are in my own wardrobe.
Absolutely.
And then something like this, one or two pieces that really do sort of, not just a pop of color, it is the color, but it kind of just makes you feel good, right?
Does.
Especially for a special occasion or a time where you just really want to show your confidence.
I love that.
And as I say, your presence.
I love that. And I absolutely love that because I believe that every woman's closet should be set up 80-20. And that 80% is your blacks, your whites, your grays, what you wear every day, right? Your 20% is your events, your company, speaking engagements, right? So that 20% is you having those special pieces in your closet that you don't wear every day, but when you need them, they're there.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's the 80-20 rule. I hope that every woman's closet is an 80-20. It's going to be easier for you to select items that work for different events. Okay, so if you're going to a party, you'll have a party dress. Next year, if you have an event coming up, you're like, you know what? I have this fabulous jumpsuit, that I can wear. Or you're going to be like, actually, let me call my stylist again because I need a fabulous jumpsuit.
That's right.
Right? So it could go either way. But I want to hear more, just a little bit before we close out, of how style coaching changed your life, how working with me, affected you. Of course, you guys know that we're like besties. Side note, the girl in the store on our shop session thought we were best friends.
And we are now.
Right? She asked, I had left, and she asked Alana, how long have you guys been besties?
That's right.
She used that word.
That's right.
That cute bestie word, right?
Yeah. Well, I think, our personalities obviously we clicked, right? We clicked. But I also think that it sort of accentuates what you do for a living.
It does.
Right? Because what you do is you help to bring out the best in people, and you help people to have the confidence that really every person is looking for.
Yeah,
every person is looking for.
They are.
And, I will tell you that I've never been accused of having a shortage of confidence or being shy.
We discovered
We've
that,
discovered
didn't
this,
you?
yes.
Yeah.
So I've never had that it's not been a challenge for me, but what has been a challenge for me is that level of anxiety when I knew I needed a new outfit or something, whether it was a special occasion or just sort of enhancing my own wardrobe.
Yeah.
That was not fun for me.
Yeah,
Not fun for me. And so the opportunity to work with you, not only has it given me confidence that I can go into a store and select an item that works for not only my body type, but also my style and personality, but that when I really do need some extra assistance, I have you. You have my back. You have my back.
I do.
And I so appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think that you do that for all of your clients. And
Some of them. I'm just talking. All of them are not my besties. Let's be real. All of them do not become besties. But I do create a great rapport with them.
Yeah.
But to be honest, all of them are not besties.
Okay.
I think he'll tell you that.
Yeah.
They're all not besties.
that'll be cut from the video.
I know, right? But great rapport,
Exactly.
yes. And inspiring a woman to be the best version of her version.
Maybe that too.
That too, right? Version of herself, and how she owns a room. It's funny. I have so many women be like, "Well, how do you how do you wake up?" Like, I don't wake up like this. I have many days. I had meltdowns. I cry.
We
I
all have our
complain.
days, right?
You know what I mean? But the gist of it is, can you pull it together as a woman? Can you go out and inspire another woman? Can you change lives, right? One life at a time. And I think, rather if I'm going through my personal things or not, I was put on this earth to help women change lives.
Well, you're doing that.
Well, thank
and I'm
you.
so glad you're living your purpose.
Thank you. Thank you
I
for
really
helping
appreciate
me
it.
No
to
problem.
live mine, too.
No problem. Anything else you would like to share with us? Maybe a great story at your event. Maybe something special in Spain happened. Wait, where'd you go before Spain? Because I keep talking about Spain, but you went somewhere else before
Portugal.
Spain. She was in Portugal. I was like, I keep talking about Spain, but you were somewhere else in Spain.
Yeah.
So you share something or a fun fact about your company. Tell us about.
Well,
yes.
Okay. So what Coffee Lunch Coffee does
Coffee
is
Lunch Coffee.
I train people to build better, more meaningful professional relationships through networking.
Okay.
And really what this is it's simply a series of touch points over time to build trust
Yes.
and to find meaningful, authentic relationships
What we
that
did.
really can last forever.
I know, right? What we did.
Yeah.
You live in your purpose because you
Thank you.
definitely done that. You have a friend out of me that you like. I am your style coach, but I'm also your friend. Please
And I am
invite.
yours.
Please invite us over for dinner
Done.
because we'll be there. And I just really enjoy being around you and sharing my services with you. And she also is a blogger and she writes, and she's gonna write 2 articles on me that I'm very excited about.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
I can't wait to showcase what you do.
I can't wait. Do you have an event coming up that you want to share?
Oh, nothing in particular.
No? Okay.
No.
Well,
We're good.
yes. Well, thank you for sharing with us your experience with style coaching, how style coaching changed your life, and how it can change others' lives as well.
Thanks for the style journey.
No problem. Thank you.